So today we are installing the steering system, which would be great if the frame was not in the way of the steering. Yeah, the instructions take a detour already.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kevin McCurry. Welcome to Whitney Plaza Garage, where Gums and Gumption builds dreams.
Since we're still waiting on suspension parts, I figured we'd jump ahead and start installing the steering system. How hard could that be? The first thing I noticed was the pre-drilled hole in the firewall for the steering didn't quite line up. And by didn't quite, I mean the frame was in the way. So out came the grinding wheel. Sometimes the instructions say bolt it in, and reality says modify accordingly. Sometimes the correct engineering solution is removing the thing that's in your way. A little trimming, a little cleanup, hit it with some paint, and now the steering shaft has a clear path, which is important since steering shafts still need to turn freely, even when they've got an electric motor helping. I also had to shorten the steering shafts on both sides of the assist motor. And to be fair to Factory 5, the manual was very clear on those measurements, so that part was easy. And that is when I realized I had missed something. This truck kit shares part of its frame with Factory 5 Coupe, so there are different steering and suspension mounting positions depending on which kit you are building. On this truck, everything mounts in the lower position because it needs a higher stance to clear the fenders. And since I have skipped ahead of doing the suspension first, I had the steering rack bolted in the wrong holes, which means take it apart, move everything down, and of course, now the higher portion of a bracket is in the way. So, back to the cutting wheel. Don't forget your eye and hearing protection. I removed part of the upper mount because we're committing to the lower one, and now full clearance for steering linkage. Well, apparently truck builds, like dentistry, have an order to things for a reason. And while I went through the 480-page manual several times, the mounting height options really didn't make sense until I was actually in the moment. Reading is part of the process, but it's in the doing that you figure it out. You fix it, and you keep moving forward. And next time, we're finally getting into the suspension, assuming the parts actually show up. Anything worth doing is worth doing well, whether it's teeth, trucks, tractors, or tools. Thanks for watching Whitney Plaza Garage, Gums and Gumption.